Howdy, friends. Oh, what a day. Listen, I want to give you some advice and some teaching about some basic tree pruning principles. Some stuff that maybe you haven't thought of. Some wisdom from the great north. Is what I'd like to share with you. So, one of the things and I'd like you to use my tree business, for your tree needs anytime. Just call us, and we'll do for you what we've tried to do for us outside with the trees that we take care of. One of my mottos here at my tree business is you want to always use the right tool for the job. You don't want to be using some tool that was designed for other non-useful purposes when you're taking care of your trees, because your trees want to know that they're being taken care of. They have a story sometimes that you need to read and listen, and then use the right tool for the job. For example, we have a lot of tools here that we use in my tree business and you always want to have the right tool for the job at the right place when you need it. I didn't need that. So sometimes you got to measure your trees. There's certain trees that you take care of. We call this a tree tape. And sometimes you get a Christmas tree. Sometimes you'll have a different, bigger tree. And that'll tell you what kind of loppers or pruners or chainsaw you need. Because sometimes there's big loppers. Sometimes there's small loppers. And you can tell how big a lopper is by opening it up and measuring it with your tree tape. For example, this lopper is 23 inches long. And that'll help you know what kind of tree you want to cut, because you'll think, I'll need a 23 lopper. And you just go out and you use it. Now, when we're approaching these trees, we want to make sure that we are at location with all guns firing in the same direction. We don't want to be firing left or right or up or down with precision. You see, sometimes precision is needed, and it's just a lot better than just breaking it off. The tree will know, relationships. You don't just break them off. Sometimes you just got to fill them full of holes and let them just on their own just go away because they don't want to be filled with holes. So that's right tool for the job is always number one in my tree business, and we do this every time. Now, when we're working, we don't want our work to stand out and be different than the other work. We want our work to be in line. Sometimes there's a story that's already being told here with the branches. Right here. Yeah, right there. See, we have consistency, and we just do what's needed. We don't just skip steps. We'll get right in here and make everything look the same. Always consistent. Consistency is important. Now, a true artisan doesn't just come in and just start bashing away. We pride ourselves on being able to take care of even the smallest, most detailed needs, and really kind of get in there in a way where tight spaces, sometimes there's a tight space and we need to make room, but right here we just kind of approach, get our posture, so to speak, and then remove a branch. Now, when you step back, when we step back and before we approach a tree, the tree is going to be trying to tell us its story. You can look at a tree and sometimes they broadcast their story. It's like reading a book, where you don't even open it up. You just right from the cover, you can read that book and it tells you everything it needs to tell you. But other times you need to just kind of get in. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty, your knees. Don't be afraid to get your stomach dirty. You might get really dirty. All of you could get dirty. You might just crawl in and to listen to that tree. You're investing into this. Again, sometimes it's like a relationship. You're investing. You're in the thick of it sometimes. So, we crawl in here, kind of get around, wrap our arms around. We're not tree huggers. We've heard that phrase, and we don't necessarily resonate with that. We're more of like a lie down next to and listen to kind of a tree company. My tree company wants to be your tree company and this tree's company. We want to be with them. It's as if we're over their house. When you have company over, we're like that company that we want the tree to have over so we can give it a makeover and make that tree what you want it to be. We're here to listen to you, and then we go and we also listen to the tree. We're kind of like a tree and a tree owner relationship counseling service sometimes. And sometimes the tree needs to hear what we will do to it, whether it wants us to or not, because we don't, we're not going to let trees push us around and tell us all their stuff. We're here to help them. Before you cut a tree, you want to check its health. You want to see how it's doing. For example, this tree has the growths on the end of it, and we call those tree growths. And if you turn them over, sometimes they'll have things that they tell you. We usually try to document these for each tree so that when we go back and if it actually had something else it needed, we'll know what to do next time. So it's always good to document your tree growths so that you have a record. Sometimes the trees get their stuff on you, the tree blood, and you want to use the appropriate. You want to use. Oh, here we go. Just get that right off. That usually takes care of it any time. You don't need to be afraid of tree blood. Tree blood will just go away eventually. Listen, at my tree business, we want to get up in your business and just cut your trees, prune your trees exactly the way they need to be pruned. If at any time you want to give us a call, it's 1-800-MY-TREES, and just give us a call and we will take care of any of your tree needs. Thank you. I just want to get that covered right on up. All right.